Hsin cannot tell anybody what they shall become, because there is no becoming. There is merely discovery of what one is. Me is an idea only. When challenged, it dissipates. Realize subjective being and stabilize there. Nothing more need be done. The world of dreams appears, unbeckoned. When it arises, it is observed. This waking world also appears unbeckoned. When it arises, observe it only. Nothing more need be done. It is the habit of a lazy mind that wants to settle everything by authority, by saying that because someone has said it, it is so. Hsin does not welcome these minds. What is simple, infinitely subtle, and greatly delicate. It cannot be discerned by the lazy. It is not for those who continue to harbour like and dislike, for and against, good and bad, all antitheses. These are influenced minds, and what is only available to minds that are not swayed by influence. What is one trying to change? The past is finished. It cannot be improved. The future is yet unformed. One cannot alter what has no form. The present cannot be grasped, because in the instant one attempts to do so, it has slipped into the past. However, when the present remains unseized, untouched, this that is willingly reveals itself, exposing its endless possibilities. The openness one experienced as a newborn is gone. In its place is the prison of a mind in a body. all attempts at improving the body or the mind is nothing more than the desire to make the prison more comfortable. Why rely on the mind to provide the solution? It is the mind that birthed the problem. If a doctor damages a child by prescribing the wrong herbs, should they be asked to provide medical care for a second child? You are not sad. Sadness arises. You are not humble. Humility arises. You are not depressed. Depression arises. You are not fatigued. Fatigue arises. You are not hungry. Hunger happens. You are not acting. Action happens. You are not thinking. Thoughts happen. You are a sentient, transparent screen which cognizes the phenomena that appear on it. You cannot seek the unknown. What is sought must already be known. Otherwise, it could not be recognized. All recognition requires memory. What is recognized must have been cognized before. The process works as cognize, then name, and subsequently recognize. There is nothing to be gained by pursuing the unknown. It is sufficient to fully comprehend the known. Hsin comes to take you to the real. His words are final. Drink them fully, and your thirst has ended. You are no longer mesmerized by your own self-importance. To have done so means to reach the state in which imagination is no longer taken for the actual. The night fears the day, since darkness can only exist in the absence of illumination. Likewise, I am this can only exist in the absence of illumination. Thus humans, like an owl, are blind to bright illumination. The mind blinds. When the mind is filled with beliefs, ideas, and definite conclusions, wisdom is not possible. Where doubt is not welcome, understanding cannot flourish. Consciousness is the witness of all phenomena. However, what witnesses the consciousness must be antecedent to it. When one discerns that they are this consciousness, then the apperception that they are also the content of the consciousness arises. The I-other distinction dissolves, and one is the world. What you have begun a scant few months ago can be completed today. What you believe yourself to be must surrender itself to what you have always been. What you are not must surrender itself to what you are. The alternative is the continuation of postponement and fractionalization. The world is comprised of the supporting essence and the manifestation. The essence is always and everywhere. Separate the observed from the observer, then the observed from the observing. You imagine yourself to be at a certain location, occupying a certain volume. What one is must be clearly discerned to be separate and distinct from the observed. Look at the happenings of the world to your heart's content. But understand that none of it happens to you. It all happens in you. Whether there is utter silence or endless mental chatter doesn't matter. Both are events appearing in consciousness. So let them be. what one is prior to either. Experiences confirm the individual's continuity. As such, they are continuously sought out. However, in truth, the only experience of value frees one from the need for experiences. The wise person, who knows who they are and what they really need, avoids all trouble, as they are seeking for real and not temporal solutions. This one sees that detachment is not the solution to attachment. It may appear so, but what transpires is only an attachment to detachment. One sees the solution to attachment to be impartiality. When one has no preferences, what can one be attached to? Where desire says, if this, then that, wisdom says, neither this nor that. Whether one is facing inward or facing outward, whatever one is faced with, pass through it. Then, for the first time, one will not be entangled with things and can pass freely anywhere one wishes to go. If Hsin were to accept people to be what they think themselves to be, he would only hurt them. But Hsin understands that the platform is empty, although it appears that someone occupies it. Whatever constellates around the words I and me forms the totality of the individual. When the individuality is lost, whatever happens in the world is then realized to be an event, mere functioning, and is witnessed. There is no involvement. Whatever is to come, let it come. Whatever is to leave, let it leave. To believe that this requires effort is an error. What effort must a towel make to absorb water? There are many coming to Hsin who want to know about illusion. Yet this inquiry fails due to its not asking who it is that has the illusion. Hsin informs you that you are nothing perceivable. This notion is so alien that it borders on the inconceivable. Hsin says to have no concern. The soil has been prepared and the seed has been planted. Flashes of understanding will come and go until it becomes steady. It is like a child learning to walk. The child stands up, falls down, gets up again, then walks a little and falls down until it begins to walk steadily. Then the falling down is totally forgotten. Trust that it will fully fructify. Hsin cannot show you what you are, because what you are is antecedent to all words. As anything seen cannot exist apart from the eye, you are prior to all phenomena. Do not expect Hsin to blaze the trail for you. If you do, it is evidence of a lack of serious intention. Suffice it is to understand that imperfection is an aspect of the perfection. A unitary perspective cannot be achieved until one can look at all the aspects of the world and repeatedly declare, "This, too, is it." How can Hsin prescribe meditation as one's practice? True meditation does not seek a result. Whatever will happen, will happen. Just be clear. Whatever happens doesn't happen by you as much as it happens through you. Practices are ineffective in dissipating the illusion because all practices take place within the illusion. Thinking that you can remove your confusion is symptomatic of the confusion. Empty yourself of all ideas, all beliefs, and all concepts. Then make yourself full with emptiness and see if there remains anything else to be done. One too easily confuses a sense of being with a sense of being in a body. The latter is body-bound, whereas the former is time-bound. Prior to either is the support of all things, which is neither here nor there, neither now nor then, and neither this nor that. It is everywhere, every when, and every how. In one sense, it could be said that there are two consciousnesses. There is the consciousness that you have, the personal consciousness. Then there is the impersonal consciousness, the consciousness that has you. In this sense, the knowing of who you are is distinct from who you are. Death, therefore, is not the end. It is only the end of distinctiveness.